so kindly sponsored our event for today.
Sorry, I never moved the bank, did I? One minute 10 banks gets in the way. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to the Houses of Parliament and the Dogs Trust annual reception. And I'm very pleased to work with the Dogs Trust in their efforts to bring the illegal puppy trade up to the government's agenda. So it's fantastic to see the room heaving actually here today. Animal rights has been a matter close to my heart for over 20 years. I'm a vegetarian. I was probably the only vegan conservative at one point. And I have to say I'm very proud of what our government is doing with Michael Gove, with the likes of David on animal rights, because I really do think that we are shining a light to the rest of the world, to Europe as well. We are doing some great work, so I'd like to thank David and the team across DEFRA. Now, I'm also a member of the All-Party Group on Animal Welfare and the All-Party Group on Dog Welfare specifically. And I and many colleagues are deeply concerned that the legislation intended for pet travel is instead being flaunted by unscrupulous breeders and dealers in Central and Eastern Europe who are using it to illegally import underage puppies into Great Britain for their own commercial gain. Now, the pet travel scheme, which the Minister's already mentioned, was set up to make it easier for families, like ourselves in this room, to travel with their pets and to enter the UK without the need for quarantine, as long as the owner complies to the rules of travel. But as we've already said, this is being used unscrupulously. And it's deeply disturbing, therefore, that the Dogs Trust 4 undercover investigations reveal widespread abuse of this scheme. Right, number one, puppies are bred in large numbers in Central and Eastern Europe in absolutely awful conditions. Vets are falsifying data on pet passports, allowing these puppies to travel via the pet travel scheme under the legal minimum age of 15 weeks, or even offering buyers sedatives to smuggle the puppies across borders completely undetected. Also, the dealers are forcing these puppies to endure horrendous journeys across Europe and into Great Britain in cramped, filthy conditions with little or no food or water. Now, alarmingly, some of these puppies are not seized at the borders, and many end up online available for sale to unsuspecting consumers looking for a quick purchase. Now, I myself, if anybody watches or sort of takes an interest in Westminster Dog of the Year, my two dogs won it in 2015 when I got elected, Lady and Godiva. Lady's not with us anymore, I'm afraid, but Godiva is. She's 7 now. Now, I unwittingly bought Godiva from one of these puppy farms in Lincolnshire, which I'm pleased to say is recently closed down. So, I can be duped as somebody who cares about animal welfare, so a lot of people can. Now, I don't forget when we picked her up, she'd never seen grass before. And she was stood on the grass, and she was stood there for about 15 minutes, not moving. She didn't know what to do, and it was so sad to see. I do believe we're a nation of animal lovers, and to see, a dog not even knowing what freedom was, really, it's very sad to see. Now, it's imperative, therefore, that action is taken to put an end to the plight of puppies caught up in this trade. So I'll fully join the Dogs Trust in their call for the government to make meaningful amendments to the scheme when the UK exits the EU. Now, to those who follow me on Twitter, they'll know I'm a big Brexiteer. So this is one great opportunity for our country post-Brexit, and we're already working, the government's already working a lot in this area, and so this is some great opportunities. Now, I'll now pass on over to the Dogs Trust Veterinary Director, Paula Boyden, who will talk a little bit more in detail about this. And I thank you all again for coming along today. And can we also please put our hands together for the Dogs Trust again and the team and the Minister. Thank you very much.